There's no way you can predict sports based upon mathematics. There's always going to be an upset. There's always going to be a surprise. There always is, every year.
You can't quantify which of these guys are going to get nervous and which ones are not.
It's March Madness. You can never predict what's going to happen. That's why it's the madness.
Running numbers on March Madness takes the heart out of it.
We're coming to an age in our society where if you don't understand the numbers, you're going to be behind. You're giving yourself a slight edge so that you can win in the long run. In the sports analytics world, I think I'm the only one that brings serious academic research to the field. I will be the best.
I'm here to meet Ed Fang. He wants to be the next great sports analytical mind. He's developed his own set of algorithms where he thinks he's predicted the best NCAA tournament bracket this year. Obviously, that's information all of us want to have, so I came here to see whether or not he was full of it or whether or not it was legit.
2 for 2!
So this is the amazing Power Rank site. What I want you to do is help me develop a bracket. Ohio State is our champion,
Is
right?
our champion.
This is going to win me millions.
So I knew I wanted to do this, but I knew I had some serious hurdles. I have a wife and 2 small children, and that's expensive in Palo Alto. I got an offer from a friend to invest in this so that I could quit my job and work on it full time.
When Ed and I were discussing this very early on, the business plan was sort of focused on gambling, but then we decided, you know, we think that there's a bigger picture here.
Tell us where you're taking us right now.
So I am taking you down to my office where I work. It's my garage. So this is kind of a long history of people in Silicon Valley starting things in garages.
What is your PhD thesis? What was it on?
Oh, what was the title? Kinetic Theories for Lattice Models of Liquids and Polymers.
If you could break this down in its most simplistic form.
So, I mean, everything we do at the Power Rank is about 2 things. It's about numbers and it's about data visualization. So as far as the crunching numbers, you know, this is it's my statistical physics PhD applied to college basketball. This is the probability of a team making it all the way. The fact that Kentucky has the largest probability of winning, not much of a surprise. But what is perhaps surprising is that the second highest probability is Ohio State, which is over here. So they have almost a 12% chance of winning it all. These are supposed to be objective numbers. So a true estimation of how good these teams are and how likely they are to go forward.
Have you heard of a guy named Bob Stoll?
So Dr. Bob has essentially given people profitable picks for a long time, I think in excess of 20 years.
I could tell pretty quickly that what Ed was doing was similar concepts to what I was doing, just based on how he had certain teams ranked.
Jeff Ma is a legend. He had the insight to go out, see this opportunity, and know that like counting cards in Vegas was like one of the surest things of making money out there.
Ed Fang's bracket. I'm curious what it was about that bracket that was something that you were visually maybe attracted to.
For me, like the thing that I thought that was cool was how he did it from a visualization standpoint. And I do think that that's the type of stuff that you need to make analytics more consumable and more mainstream. I mean, the only reason people would want to pay real money for this kind of information is gambling.
But he might be tapping into something that's really good. Ultimately, if people aren't going to make money off of what you're supplying, they're not going to pay for it.
We filled out a bracket, and it's, you know, not doing so hot.
Yep. I mean, did we pick a bracket to win the first round? No, we picked it to win the bracket.
There's no analytics that would have told you that Lehigh was going to upset Duke or that Norfolk State was going to upset Missouri. There's no system that would tell you that.
No one can predict certain things that are going to happen this year. But what you can do is have probability on your side.
Whether he did well in this tournament has nothing to do with whether he had better analytics. I think that the presentation is probably more important than the analytics themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just putting a score up on and saying like, this team will cover 59%. It's only valuable if you're going to take that and go straight and gamble with it. It's like, can he take this stuff and make a career outside of gambling? Well, then if that's what he wants to do, then it really does become much more about how you present it and the entertainment value.
It doesn't matter how cool your predictions look if they're no good. If his are good, then I think that's what's really important.
I can't just do good numbers and consider myself a success. Like, I have to be able to tell you about why these numbers are better and make those numbers really accessible to people.
How big can this be?
I think this could be huge. I think as many people could be interested in EdSite as in ESPN.